What's your favorite scary movie?
We are counselors at Hackett's Quarry Summer Camp. There is a swarm of bears.
I'm your boyfriend now, Nancy.
No! Glenn! Help! Somebody help me, please!
That is Frank Stone.
It's showtime.
Hello. Welcome back to another wonderful episode of the Screen Stream. Now, I'm your hostess with the mostest, Amanda Plays 93, and I got a very special treat for you guys today.
Waiting for you to watch this.
You've been waiting for me to watch it. I'm sorry it's taking me a minute to sit down and watch this.
Let me rephrase. I've been waiting for anyone I know to have seen this movie. Because I am the only person I know that watched this movie. Especially, I went to the fucking theater opening day and watched this movie. And what movie is that, Amanda?
I know what you did last summer.
2025.
Yeah, we gotta be oddly specific about that.
Yeah, because we can't ever have fucking names that make sense anymore.
No, it's like with the Halloween franchise. You know, we have the original Halloween, then Halloween for 2018, and then Rob Zombie's Halloween. Such original titles.
I don't know, are you even like a super fan of the old I Know What You Did Last Summer movies or no?
I'm not say a super fan, but I did enjoy the first two. Like wasn't a big fan of the third one. Like I did not care for that supernatural element bullshit. But I liked the first two.
If you said you were a fan of the third one, you'd probably be driven off a cliff or something. But
I would probably throw myself off the cliff because I mean that movie was just bad. That movie was just horrible.
do you know who played the fisherman in that?
What, in the third movie?
Yeah,
I want to say I know, but the name is escaping me.
I met him because it was Don Shanks who played Michael Myers in Halloween 5.
That's right. That is right. Damn.
But yes, anyone, yeah, go check out fucking. I'll always know what you did last summer. Well, no, I remember seeing the first movie in theaters, and this was before. What year was that? Like 97?
Oh, it was. I want to say 97. It was like that summer or earlier before that summer of 97.
This was before I was like into horror movies. Like I was pretty young at that point still. I liked Chucky from like TV, and I knew like Pet Sematary scared the shit out of me, but I wasn't like hardcore horror guy yet. And I remember my dad and his buddy's kid, we went to the movies because we were all hanging out, and they're like, what the fuck are we gonna see? And there was like nothing they wanted to see. They're like, let's try this fucking movie. And it was I Know What You Did Last Summer. So I actually saw the first one in theaters. I remember leaving there going, oh, that was kind of fun.
Well, you were kind of lucky on that. Unfortunately, because it came out in 97, I was a little too young to go in theater to see it. And Mom, as much as she loves Sarah Michelle Gellar, she was not going to take me to see that movie. So I unfortunately didn't get to watch it till like, I want to say a few years later when they started airing it repeatedly around 4th of July weekend on TNT.
Yeah, one of the few 4th of July horror movies.
Right? Like, we need more 4th of July horror movies.
Besides Uncle Sam or whatever the fuck.
Was that even a real horror movie? I thought it was a joke.
Second one I remember being excited for on VHS. I've had these on VHS. That's how fucking old they and I are. I remember getting used. I Still Know What You Did Last Summer. Did not see it in theaters though.
I unfortunately caught the second one on TNT as well.
This is one of those franchises where it's like, I like it, and I have fun watching the first two, mainly. But I don't really hold it in like a high regard as far as like, it's not precious to me.
Right. It's not like Scream or Halloween. It's more like Candyman. Yeah,
like when they announced they were doing another one, I was like, oh, okay. I wasn't like some of the others where I'm like, ah, fuck. You know, this franchise does have a crazy fan base. I don't remember hearing them be so audible in years past, especially when that third one came out. When the third one was announced, I don't remember people being like, woohoo, you know?
Yeah, because I want to say by the second one, it felt like it ran its course, and it was just like, everything was wrapped up. It all made sense. There was like no point in carrying on, and then suddenly the third one shows up, which has no actual connectivity to the first two, no characters coming back, no storyline that's actually connected except for the origin of the Fisher spirit or whatever the hell he was supposed to be. He was some supernatural entity.
The second one does still end with a jump scare, which the first one did, but they kind of explained that it was a dream.
Yeah. Oh my
So
god.
are you supposed to assume that the end of the second one is also a dream? I don't know.
I'm gonna assume it was a dream. I'm gonna assume that somewhere between the second and whatever happened in this new one was just a dream, because I'm not counting that third one. This new I Know What You Did Last Summer, I count that as my official third one. Even though it was, let's be frank here, I just got done watching it and my honest opinion is it was dumb. It was fun, but it was dumb.
I'm a few weeks from seeing it because I saw it the day it came out in theaters sometime in July, whenever the hell, I want to say the 18th. Yeah, so you're a little fresher than me, but yeah, I remember leaving the theater going, I'm more excited to watch reviews of this than I was watching the movie. I remember most of the movie, I was like, oh, what the fuck is this?
Like, what the hell's going on?
It opens with, like, the girl in the mirror. Well, the girl, like, in the mirror, which is a terrible fucking acting choice. She's literally just dumping exposition, the whole fucking scene in the mirror, like, oh, we're going to see my ex-boyfriend's going to be there, and I got to look nice, but I should want to look nice. And then you go to the party, and they have all the same conversations. And I'm going, oh, fuck, are we in, like, a 13-year-old girl movie? Like, what the fuck is happening?
I unfortunately was having flashbacks to the TV series again. I was just like, oh god, we're going there, aren't we?
I know, when I told you I left it, I laughed, and you were like, was there a mukbang?
I was half expecting there after that crappy TV show, yeah.
Holy fuck. Well, and the TV show, I guess, is more based on the book, which doesn't even have the fisherman or any of that.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it now does have the fisherman in it. Like, let's be honest, the movie series is now greater than the book. Sorry, not sorry, I said it.
Yeah, I like the fisherman. I was, really hoping to see, what the fuck's his name? The guy who was the fisherman in the first two. I was kind of hoping for
some kind of cameo from him or something. Because I mean, the hell, they had a cameo from Michelle Gellar's character, which I was shocked about. Like, first when she showed up, I was like, so are we doing a supernatural presence? and then as we were going through, I'm like, oh, this is just a shitty dream sequence. What the fuck?
Honestly, if you just gave me another one where this fucking Ben Willis came back and was trying to kill them again, I'd be cool with it.
Yeah, like, that would have been fun. Like, you want to go with a supernatural entity like that? That would have been cool. But, I mean,
well,
I don't...
we don't know for sure that he was dead, either. He just got shot and fucking fell in a hole. The first time he got his hand chopped off and thrown into the lake or whatever, so who knows?
I mean, unless he's Michael fucking Myers, I don't know how he did that, but okay.
He could have been wearing a bulletproof vest. They didn't shoot him in the head, did they? I think they shot him in the chest. And they had the jump scare ending, so that could have been him still alive. So.
Still, though, the point is we could have brought him back just because. Like, I felt like there was kind of some wasted potential with Ray's character. The entire time I was watching it, there was a point in the movie where I was afraid they were going in that direction when the podcaster got killed. And
that was a big giveaway, yeah.
Yeah, she was looking at him like, oh my god, it's you. And I sat there like, wait a minute now. Okay, so she only has met 2 people in person, so unless she knows them from the previous crime that happened in 97, there's no way she doesn't know this person. So, oh god, it's got to be either the boyfriend, one of the legacy characters. And as soon as the boyfriend died, I was like, oh fuck, it's Ray.
Exactly, because she did meet the boyfriend or the ex-boyfriend at that whatever point, and you go, okay, exactly that. You go, okay, are they trying to make us think it's Julie or Ray, and their actually slightly clever twist is going to be it's the boyfriend, because it's so blatantly obvious when she says, "Oh my God, it's you," that it's Julie or Ray, and you're in your head, you're like, it'll never be fucking Julie. Yeah, you're like, it's gonna be Ray.
Yeah, and what also gave it away was that, I'm gonna be honest, I've been watching so many horror movies, slasher movies, and I've been judging the way people have been attacking other people ever since the whole debacle of Scream 5. And the entire time I was watching it, I was like, yeah, these are some aggressive, like, angry kills. There's no way a woman did this. And then out of nowhere, she walks up like, I'm the killer. I'm like, you are not the killer. You are just a pretend killer.
Yeah, you can tell they just like, let's up the body count, even though it doesn't really make sense to the overall.
Right, like the preacher.
He's doing it because they forgot about what happened to us. There was clearly some fucking rage in those, and you're killing people who are, like, new to town and shit even. It's like, what the fuck did these random people do to you?
I felt like the writers just really, really, really wanted to do another I Know What You Did Last Summer, but they didn't know what to do with it, so they're just like, let's bring back the legacy characters because everybody else is doing that. Okay, that sounds great. And now let's make Ray the killer. Okay, how are we gonna do this? Like we gonna explain his backstory? Like, what's the trauma here? Nope, he's just mad because he's being forgotten.
This comes out of wanting to be relevant, and I know exactly why they did this. Because for years, what have people been saying about Scream? Make one of the survivors the killer, right?
Yeah.
Every time there's a new Scream movie, they're like, they don't have the balls to make one of the, previous survivors one of the killer, like Kirby. Like they hinted with Kirby in 6 and shit. And for years, people have been like, oh, make Gale the killer or Dewey the killer. And I think this woman, who apparently is like best friends with Sarah Michelle Gellar, which is how she got involved with this. She wrote and directed this.
It was obvious.
That's why Sarah Michelle Gellar's in it.
Well, I was going to say it's obvious a woman wrote it because that was the most woman-hating, let me rephrase that, man-hating exclamation I've ever heard in my life. I mean, I'm being forgotten. And then the ending with the whole, man, all this could have been avoided if men with the therapy. No, all this could have been avoided if somebody would have just called 911 and stayed the fuck there. Because I'm going to be honest, 100%. I even asked Eric. This. I was like, baby, in this situation, could they have called the police and everything would have been all right? He's like, yeah, if it was 100% an accident, they would have been fine. So I'm going to be honest. I don't know why they jumped the gun on that. Like, I get maybe they were trying to do a reversal what happened in the first movie. Let's think about this. In the first one, they actively hit the man, tried to dispose of the man's body. That was a clear-cut action of homicide and disposing of one body.
That wasn't on purpose, though. And Ray was driving, if you think about it, so...
True. It all would have landed on him, but the point is they did try to get rid of the body, which means they're all involved. At the end of the day, they all would have been locked up, so I get why they did it. He
says... Because Ray was driving, but it was Ryan Phillippe's car. What was his name? Barry? So it was Barry's car. Barry was drunk, and they said they'll never believe that Ray was driving. So Barry thought he would go down for it because they would not believe that he wasn't driving because he was drunk. He was the drunk one.
Right, but the point is, makes sense why they ended up not wanting to call the police, not wanting to, get anybody involved, take this to your grave situation. Where in this version, it just played out like an accident, like 100%. They could have just called the police and all of this could have been avoided. Like 100%.
The one boyfriend was kind of a dumbass dancing in the street and shit. But.
Right. But they could have said he got sick, they pulled over, he went to go throw up, and on his way across the street, the car came out of nowhere, which it did. Which, by the way, I would like to add this factor. Anybody else find it weird that the fisherman kind of was like a supernatural moment for a couple of things? Like, I noticed that, like, he would disappear really quickly.
Well, there's 2 of them now, so...
I don't give a shit. There's 2 of them. There's no way they moved that quickly. Like, and also...
Well, to be fair, in the original, he made bodies and shit disappear like nothing. Like, when he kills Barry in the rafters, the loft up there...
Oh, yeah,
he gets rid of all the blood in the body fast as shit. She finds the body with all the crabs and trunk, and like a minute later, they're gone.
Okay, you got me on that one. So I will let that supernatural presence slide, but I will not let this one indiscretion slide. So remember the podcaster took, was it Ava or something, the main character, to the building, that bar, restaurant, whatever, and they're like, why did you bring me here?
Where Sarah Michelle Gellar was killed, yeah.
I have a problem with that scene. She didn't die there. That was where her sister died. She died in the alleyway.
And she died in the alleyway next to it, yeah.
If they really wanted to hammer that scene in, they should have started in the alleyway and then went inside. No, she literally said, right here is where she died. Who died? And then she opens up her shirt, and then there's Heather or Helen, whatever the fuck Michelle Gellar's character is in that movie, is on her fucking shirt.
We know what happened to her as well because we saw the movie. The characters in this act like they've seen the movie of the thing that happened in real life, which everyone involved was dead in that scene. So who the fuck? How do they know all the details of what happened in this?
Right,
and then she went up,
that.
And then she went up the fucking thing, and you're like, how would you fucking know that? All you know is that her body was found on the fisherman's boat. that her sister's in here dead, that there's a cop dead in the alley. Like, who fucking filled in all the details of this chase scene that we as an audience know what happened because it's a movie, but your characters should know? They weren't there.
Right, like, and I even noticed that with the present conversation as well. Like, case in point, when they were first trying to figure out, you know, oh, is there a killer? Who could it be? If you, when they listen to the podcast, or you know, they're pointing out the evidence, like, oh my God, this is all the same. But the problem with that explanation was they brought up the hook thing, but the problem was nobody was there to witness that there was a hook. There was no hook left at the scene either. It was literally the boyfriend, dad with the harpoon standing there with the message behind him with that you can't outrun your past or something like that. This is why I said the movie felt dumb. It was one of those, the movie like held your hand like you were a child and was just like, let me walk you through now. We're going to assume you've seen the first movie, okay? So a lot of this is going to be, ooh, remember that? Ooh, remember that? And also, you know, characters are going to know things that they shouldn't know, but we don't have time to explain that because you've seen the original one, right?
On the positive, I do like the way the fisherman looks. I think he looks.
Right.
Yeah, I think he has a good presence on screen. I like the mood of the movie. It ruins it by being a dumb movie, but the look of the movie I think is
It's
good.
really
They try
good,
to,
yeah.
They try to be artsy, but they fail. Like the fucking bath bomb bullshit is, you know, the symbolism of the blood and the red whatever. That kind of shit, you're like, you're trying too hard. I think the editing on this movie is awful. I'll go, for instance, the boyfriend who, I don't know why everyone's all alone every fucking scene when they know they're about to someone's trying to murder them, but whatever.
Right.
The dude's like alone drinking and he gets attacked in like that weird corridor with the gate, and he actually gets one up on the killer and he's like beating the fuck out of the killer, right?
Yeah.
Even though he got hooked once. And all of a sudden it cuts to him dragging himself across the floor. Like, so you beat the fuck out of the killer and then you just left him there. And now you're almost to a dying state, like so far away, you're just crawling. I'm like, did we miss a scene in here?
No. What ended up happening there was a last-minute hinder. Okay, he learned a few things from Dead by Daylight, and that was like one of those last-minute hinder things. You know, he got stabbed, and he started running, and as soon as he stopped running, that's when the hinder kicked in. He just collapsed to the ground. Just, oh!
I hate you. Oh, that's funny. I was so confused. Did it not feel like a scene was cut out of there somewhere, like in the middle? Like maybe it cut to something
did.
else?
There were several moments like that where it's just like the scenes cut to like random moments where it's just like, I feel like you jumped a moment, like you missed 15, 20 seconds. What happened?
Yeah.
It happened, I want to say like 3 or 4 times. Now, at least I noticed. The one that comes to my mind is the scene where Dana is running, the blonde-haired chick that just somehow miraculously keeps being attacked but never dies magically. But she's running, and as she goes into the building, there's the float, which I guess is supposed to be the, oh my God, look, it's the float that Sarah McGellar was on back in the day.
I know.
Which, by the way, why is the float randomly there? I don't know.
Well, and you go, if this wasn't Sarah Michelle Gellar's best friend making this movie, we wouldn't try to shoehorn these references in that much.
But it's there. But the point is, she goes in there, and then suddenly the killer comes in through another door, and then magically just walks up the stairs, up the float, and knows where she's at, even though we saw her move from below underneath the float to another position. But we didn't see where she moved positions until she got in that position. It made no sense. Like, you were fine here. Why did you move? What was the cut there?
As dumb as it is, I think that was a cool looking scene though, where she's hiding under the float and you got the boots walking by. That's a pretty classic.
That was
scene,
good. That was a good scene, like a good setup for a moment. But it's just like as it played out, it just wasn't making any sense because it felt like we missed a scene, like her
especially when
needing
Ghost
to move.
Helen shows up.
Right, like again, like that one threw me the hell off, like out of nowhere.
When the movie's been out a while, I want to hear them talk about it. Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze, I want to hear them talk about it and see if there was any hesitation about the choice making Ray the killer, and I want to see if there was any like pushback.
Right. Like making him the killer, it wasn't necessarily a stupid decision. Like at least he had some motivation. It was bad motivation, but at least there was some motivation. That I give him that credit. At least there was something like, I just don't want to be forgotten, man. I want to be remembered for the rest of my life. which is like an egotistical thing here. But at least it's some motivation.
What did I say to you when I was trying not to give it away? I was like, I don't think it was a good movie, but you got to give them props because they took a swing. They definitely took a swing.
I agree. They definitely took a swing on this.
Whether they hit the ball, I don't know, but they took a fucking swing on it. I mean, I got to give them props on that because if you think about it, this is the only real horror franchise where you could probably get away with something like this. And again, I wish they'd done it better. But, like, they tried it with kind of Halloween, where, like, the end of Halloween 4, you have Jamie kind of, like, stabbing her mom. And
right.
it'd be like if they made Jamie Lee Curtis become Michael Myers or something. I feel like they never were brave enough to ever even think about that.
No, they weren't brave. So I give them kudos. They were at least brave and were like, we're going to take a victim and make him the killer.
And think about Ray as a character. He's really not... As same as the movie itself, he's not that precious of a character, so I don't really. It's strange that I don't feel betrayed by them doing this to him.
Right? Like it's like they made Julie the killer. I've been like, that's the audacity of these motherfuckers, the Lion, the Witch, and the
Right.
audacity. But Ray, I'm like, I'll let you slide, but it's still kind of stupid.
Right, and then think about Ray in the sequel. What does Ray do in I Still Know What You Did Last Summer?
Besides go to the Bahamas.
He spends the whole fucking movie getting to the movie.
Oh yeah, that is right.
He's in like 2 scenes in the opening. He gets attacked, his buddy gets killed, he ends up in the hospital. It's all like a short ass scene, and then the whole rest of the fucking movie happens while he's on the way to the movie. He shows up in the final, like, fucking 2 minutes. He bought a gun, he went to the fucking Bahamas, and immediately his gun is jammed, and he fails. Like, what the fuck?
I forgot about that.
He's barely in the fucking movie in the sequel, so you're like, okay. In the first movie, he doesn't even really get attacked in the fucking... You remember the joke about oh yeah, Helen gets her hair chopped off, I get hit by a car, Julie gets a body in her trunk and you get a letter, because he didn't have a fucking attack scene in the fucking movie.
Oh yeah, because then they tried to, wasn't it where they were trying to make him the red herring, make it look like he was the killer for a minute?
Yes.
That's why he really didn't get too much. So, I could let that one slide, but I totally forgot about that thing in the second movie where he spent most of the movie trying to get to the movie.
It would
And
cut to
did
him at the
nothing.
pawn shop going, I need a gun. And then later on it would cut to him on a boat, driving to the island. Like, all right, is he ever going to get here?
I think I always forget
So-
about that because I'm too distracted by Jack Black's whole Jamaican thing.
This second movie is so much fun to watch, because it is
It
a
really
huge
is.
body. It might even be a bigger body count than this one.
Well, at least the body
Um,
counts made sense, though.
But yeah, this one, so it's like, when that happened, I'm not gonna lie, I just laughed. Like, I laughed in the theater, like, of course they're gonna do this to Ray. And at the same time, I was like, I honestly don't give a fuck that they did this to Ray. Like,
I felt
I
that.
don't think he's that precious. Did you like the new people at all?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest, they were kind of forgettable. Like,
All I can say is that blonde chick's hot as fuck, but other than that, I got nothing.
are you talking about the one that kept getting attacked but never died?
Yeah, the rich girl.
I'm gonna be honest, she handled being attacked multiple times like a champ. Let's be honest there, okay? Like, there was not an ounce of PTSD on that woman.
Why
Oh
is
my
she
God, are
the
you-
one... Why
You know?
is she the one that sees Helen in a dream? When she never met her, she doesn't know her, she's only seen a picture of her. Why wouldn't they... We've already established in the second movie that Julie has these crazy dreams. And Julie survived this shit with Helen. Why didn't she have the dream of Helen? What?
Because the blonde was connected to her because
No.
that whole scene in the cemetery. Remember that moment she looked at the
No.
picture and went, "Oh my God, we're the same."
So she dreams her... She knows exactly what her voice sound like. Fuck you. Fuck. It would have been so much better if
If it was Julie,
And then you would have had a scene with them together again, and they would have been like, oh, interesting.
right? And that could have been her motivation to step in and help more.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. She felt like a afterthought. I bet you. I'm gonna honestly think the script was probably written before she agreed, and they threw her in.
That would make the most sense. 'Cause I want to say when it comes to Jennifer Love Hewitt, she's very. I wouldn't necessarily say picky about her roles, but she does pick and
Well, she's like a
choose.
mom. She's like a single mom, right?
Well, I don't know if she's a single mom, but I know she's a mom.
I think she has fairly young kids still. So
Yeah, like I said, not extremely picky, but she does pick and choose, what she's in.
What do you think about the setup for the sequel? Did you watch the post credit?
No, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance.
Okay, so yeah, and in a little bit, it cuts to Brandy watching the news of what happened, and then she's like, "Oh my God, Ray's trying to kill Julie!" And then there's a knock at the door, and it's Julie, and she has a picture. The girl killer who survived that they're talking about, has sent Julie a picture of her and Brandy, and Brandy's face is crossed out, and it says, "This isn't over." Like she's coming after to kill her friend Brandy. And Brandy goes, "Who we killing?" And it goes to the end like...
Oh God, great. They're gonna make a woman in power. Let's all attack the serial killer movie.
So the next one they're setting up is Brandy and Julie. What was Brandy's character? Carla. Carla and Julie going after the other girl killer. Oh God.
Again, tell me this movie was written by a woman without telling me this movie was written by a woman.
Brandy has a great line though. She's watching the news. She goes, "God, everyone always trying to kill this bitch." My favorite line of the whole movie was that throwaway bit by Ray when the dude.
Oh, the Bahama joke?
The sequel. So talking about the sequel, yeah. The guy goes, "Why don't we just all hop on the boat, dip out for a while, and go to the Bahamas?" And Ray goes, "For reasons I don't want to get into right now, I don't think I would do that." And it's the only real nod to the sequel, besides Brandy's cameo at the end.
Let's be honest. At least it got some love. As long as the third one didn't get recognition, I'm fine.
Now, is that a movie you want to see? Is Brandy and Julie going after what was the other bitch's name? The other killer?
I won't be honest. I don't know. She's Ray's partner.
Yeah, his surrogate daughter or whatever the fuck.
Okay, it's like her name was. God, what was her name? Like they said it multiple times, and I just forgot. Yeah, that's how underwhelming that cast was. Let's be honest. Like, I remember them strictly by their kills. Okay.
I just going hot blonde, freckly hot girl, annoying girl.
No, mom was the hot blonde chick, the douchey boyfriend who got let's see, no, not the douchey boyfriend. The good boyfriend died with a harpoon down his jaw. The douchey boyfriend just went Dead by Daylight on us. Let's be honest, that's exactly what happened. He hindered himself, he collapsed over, and then bled to death, and then the killer showed up. Why his father was mid-healing him. Magic hands. It's okay, son, I'll heal you. Oh shit. Yeah, no, he died.
By the way, can you believe they added the fisherman killer to Call of Duty before they added him to Dead by Daylight?
Yeah, I saw that, and I was just like, seriously, Call of Duty? You just had to come in with that bullshit? Like, just because he had the harpoon gun? Was that it?
Think about the studio that made this movie.
True.
Sony. It's a Sony movie.
They're in cahoots with Call of Duty.
Well, I had to know what you thought because I've literally no one I know in real life has watched this fucking movie.
Oh, I've been meaning to watch it. Just I've been busy with some other things going on. So
it's like I said, it's just interesting because as much as I like the first two, don't hold them in like the highest regard, but I enjoy watching them. And when that ending happened, I was like, I don't know that I like it, but I'm definitely intrigued at your choices.
Right. It was just like the story was dumb, but the killer was cool. The kills were nice. Some of the effects were pretty great. The editing was wonky. The lighting was weird, and it just accumulated to whatever the hell this was supposed to be.
Will you watch the next one?
Probably give it a shot, just to see the direction of where they going with this bullshit. 'Cause at this point, it's like watching a train wreck. Like, I mean, there's not really much more they could do to wreck this series. I mean, worst case scenario, it just winds up being like Scream, where they just keep going and going and going.
Well,
And
And
going.
maybe that's what they'll keep doing too. Is what is Scream not ballsy enough to do, like they did with Ray? Maybe they'll find something else. Scream's not ballsy enough to do.
Kill the main character off.
Kill Julia Brandy in the opening of the next movie.
Right, just like do a nod to the Scream reference when we all thought
They're
Drew
like,
Barrymore
"Hey,
was
bitch, we
supposed to be the
found you!"
lead.
And she immediately hooks them both in the fucking throat. Oh, fuck!
Which, by the way, thinking of hooks and throats and shit, I have to give credits to one kill in the movie. And it wasn't even the kill itself; it was the aftermath, and that was the. I'm gonna be honest, it gave me very much a flashback
Jaws?
to Jaws. Yeah, the whole scene
I
where
think that
both
was-
the douchebag
yeah.
and his dad were hanging up there. I was like, that's actually a pretty cool reveal.
If you've been to Universal, there's that classic setup with the shark hanging, and it's in the movie, of course, of Jaws, where they
Oh,
catch
yeah.
the wrong shark, and the shark is there hanging with like the hook in its mouth. Yeah, they
Oh,
do
yeah,
that
yeah.
with the human characters, and I did like that scene.
Yeah, that was
Although
pretty nice.
it did look like the blood was CG in that scene, which kind of pissed me off. But
I was more like flabbergasted by their fucking attempts to blot the crime scene with that see-through whatever that wall was. Like, I want y'all to leave, folks. It brings in see-through blue filter blot boards or something. Like, what the hell is that shit? Everyone can still see this shit.
anything else to add?
No, I mean, it was just, it was a decent movie, but it was still dumb. I mean, I guess I'll watch it before I watch, like, Until Dawn. Like, so far, Until
And
Dawn
you
is,
love
like,
that
the...
game.
Yeah, I love the game, hate the movie. I hate the movie because it was one of those situations where if they didn't try to shoehorn and throw in the Until Dawn references, it actually would have been a good movie, but because they tried to shoehorn in all these references to Until Dawn, the movie just made no sense and it was a convoluted mess. At least with this movie, it made sense. Was it perfect sense? No. But at least it had a cohesive story. You know, at least it was just like, okay, I see where you're getting your points at. It's stupid, but I get it. Like with the whole, the cops not doing jack shit. Like that was stupid. Like you gonna sit there and tell me, oh, she killed herself. Bitch, you telling me she slit her own throat, grabbed a thing, wrapped it around her neck, and then jumped off? Like, no, that's not how that works.
How have we not retired the revelation of just finding a photo of two people together? I'm so
Right.
fucking annoyed by that every time you see it, and it happens again here when they're like, "Oh look, it's a picture of her and that person that we didn't know she knew." Bump, bump, and then all of a sudden everyone knows everything. You're
It's like, oh
"What?
my god. Like, look at this picture. It's like,
Have we not been doing that for 60 years? Can we fucking find anything else?
Like, can we just, like, have a conversation, like a dude down the bar or something, like, grabs a beer and, like, has a nonchalant conversation with somebody and just,
And-
like, oh my
and-
god.
And when Julie actually starts researching it, she finds the answer to who the killer is in like 2 seconds.
Well, at least we
Why
didn't
did
have
she
a,
wait
a-
90 minutes into the movie to fucking hit Google? Which she does, and she's like, "Oh my god!" And then you're like, "What the fuck?"
I mean, my question is, what the hell did she type in to immediately get that answer? Like, seriously, like, there was no information that she was the killer to begin with, because remember, she just got killed by Ray, then the chick called Julie and was just like, "Julie, I'm with Ray, she was the killer, oh my god," and then suddenly Julie's like, "Wait a minute, what do you mean you're with Ray? Wait a minute, what do you mean
Yeah,
she was the
why?
killer? What?" And then she runs to the computer, types in one sentence, clicks, goes to one web page, and then goes, "Oh shit, bro," and then like leaves, and it's just like, how did you even get to this? Like, how did what is the switch that you just flipped here? Because I'm not seeing it.
She met Julie in the middle of this movie. The first person she calls after all of this is not the police, is not the family of her best friend, is none of these people. It's Julie. Just to go, "Yeah, here's what happened. I'm sitting at Ray's bar with Ray. I hope you don't suddenly realize that he's trying to kill me." Click. What? Call the police, bitch! Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Right? Like, and it was like,
I think you call the police from the boat. You don't even make it back to the bar.
there was just several moments at near the end where it was just like, why is everyone suddenly acting so stupid like their cell phones do not exist? Like, we know she had her cell phone, and yet when she tries to leave, badly by the way, if I may add real quick, because she's all like, yeah, Ray, I'm gonna go now. don't mind me. And just like, bitch, could you make it even more obvious as you try? But then she tries
He
to
just goes,
leave.
You know, don't you?
And then she just breaks down, like, please don't kill me. Like, bitch, you could, like, kept a straight face, you know, you could have done anything here. Like, you were supposed to be a strong, independent woman. You just cracked under pressure right there. You let us all down. I'm sorry, she let us all down on that. She didn't even call 911. She just tried to fight him off and failed. Had to take Julie to show up to distract him long enough so we can
Let's
drop
say-
those few nostalgic lines real quick.
And what are
Happy
you waiting
4th of July.
for?
That one and Happy 4th of July, Julie.
Oh, I like her line earlier. I just have one question. What did you do last summer? God damn it.
Oh, like there was one that killed me. It was when Ray showed up at her house and she opens the door and he's like, "Oh, that was a cold welcome. I'm sorry, I thought there was a killer at my door, but I guess it's worse."
This is worse. Yeah.
Like, damn, what happened between then and there?
Yeah. That would have been a better movie, right? If they were like married and you see them disintegrating and then the fisherman shows up.
Like, they
And then,
talked
like-
about that they were married at one point and then they got
Right.
divorced.
Wouldn't that have been a much more interesting movie though? If they're a married couple, they're getting attacked, and then at the end you find out it's Ray, who's trying to murder his
Oh.
wife.
Oh, that would have been interesting. That really would have been interesting. Especially
Who-
with that little twist he tried to add on there where he was just like, I could frame you for the murder.
Well, and we learn about what's tearing them apart, what they've gone through. There must have been something fucked up that happened. Maybe she's seen the rage in Ray or something, and now there's always some bullshit reason to kill your wife. Right?
Right?
And then it would have made a little more sense, maybe that his motive would be like, oh, I want her gone. I want her out of the picture. The whole world already knows there's some fisherman killer trying to kill her. Let me just use that. I'm scot-free. They know I'm the survivor. I'm not the fisherman killer. You know, it would have made a little more fucking sense.
There was like several ways they could have played this out if they wanted to go in the direction they did, where it really could have been a lot better. But I guess they were just like trying to do what all these horror movies have been doing recently, where it's they reboot it with the legacy characters. They're trying to add as much nostalgic feel moments into the first movie as much as they can, and then get you all hyped up for the second movie so they can fail at it miserably and either throw out a shitty third movie or just give up at the second one and try to reboot it in about 3 years.
You still could have had the girl killer too. Like he's with Julie the whole movie. They're being attacked. Then the reveal it's this girl, and you find out maybe this girl is like his mistress or something. Who he's trying,
She
Think
could
of all
be
the
an obsessed fan.
anything, and think of all the true things where a man fucking starts cheating on his wife, murders the wife to be with the new woman. And there's some reality in there you could have played with, but whatever.
Right? Like, there was a lot they could have done, and yeah, they
Look
kind
at
of
that.
fumbled
5
it.
minutes, we just wrote a better movie.
Where's our paycheck?